Good evening. Yeah, good win for us. Good, home cooking. Back-to-back games back at home. We've had a good week of prep, good week of work. Didn't know availability of a lot of guys in practice the last couple of days. And just told every guy to give all they had to get ready, and we see how you feel come game time. And we had a lot of availability, and I thought our guys competed. I thought our guys competed. We have a ton of respect for DePaul. Coach Holtman has built there very quickly is impressive. Returning 3 starters, Benson, Gunn, and Blocker, and then bringing in a guy like Macklin. They have a good group and talented and tough, and I'm really proud of our guys.
Questions for the student athletes?
Jason, you don't mind just walk us through what the last couple of weeks were like for you, trying to deal with your injury and progress to come back?
It was really tough. It was really tough trying to navigate through a time that I haven't really had to navigate with ever. I've never missed a game in my life, so having that nagging injury, it was really hard to get to the point where it's like, okay, I don't think I can keep playing through it because I didn't feel like I was playing effectively. And just big shout out to my family. It was tough. I talked to my family a lot. They kept my spirits high. The guys kept my spirits high. The biggest thing I just wanted to do was get outside myself, and as the games kept going on, just keep pouring life into the guys and not make it about me. I wanted to get outside of myself. It was eating me alive, watching us play, and I wasn't out there even through the wins and the losses. Like I wanted to be out there. I wanted to help the guys. I wanted to help Coach Kim. And it was just a really tough time, but I put in a lot of work to get back healthy in terms of my recovery, being in the training room with Chris, and I'm just blessed to feel a lot better and go out there and help the guys win today.
What was the final hurdle you needed to cross before you could finally get back out there?
Half of it's mental. Coach Kim has a saying, the pain of regret is much worse than the pain of bodily harm or like the way you feel physically. And a lot of those games, I just felt like so much regret where it's like, man, maybe if I just went out there and tried, maybe I could have helped us win. So basically hearing him say that one more time, it just made me feel comfortable. Like, you know what? I don't care what happens today. I don't care if I go out there and it's my last game I ever play. Like, I'm gonna give it all I got today. And having that mindset allowed me to feel a lot more comfortable in my body. But physically, it was just kind of the stop and start. That was kind of the biggest issue I was having. I felt like I couldn't really get by my man because I wasn't quick enough to change directions anymore. I wasn't quick enough to go, to accelerate, decelerate, accelerate again. But once I kind of got past that, I felt ready to go.
Was there a point where you felt good today, diving on the floor for a loose ball, I think you did, and then you looked like you had a collision there going for a rebound? Was those kind of keys and tells for you that you were feeling at least good enough to be out there?
Man, I think that's just a sign of who I am. I'm a fighter, and if the ball's on the ground, I'm trying to get it. If the ball's in the air, I'm trying to get it. So as the game was going on, my adrenaline kind of took over, and I didn't feel any pain, and I just played the game I love, and I played it the way I always play it, which is balls to the wall, giving it 110%.
Your teammate who's up there with you, how, having him out, throw the ball inside to you, we saw that a couple of times today, just how key is that in terms of making this offense even more effective?
Man, we talked about it today. We feel like sometimes we miss Oswin when he's down there, and we just want to basically give him his flowers whenever we can. He's the engine of our team. I feel like one of the biggest X factors we have, and he's key to a lot of our success. You see, when he plays great, we're a really hard team to beat. So, it's great having him on our team. I would hate to play against him. So,
those games you were watching, did you learn anything watching and see what the team needed to get over the hump?
100%. I think that was something that I also was grateful for, having the ability to see the game at a courtside lens. And I saw a lot of things where we weren't doing, and I just basically made a lot of mental notes and also verbally helped coach the guys, tell them what we're doing wrong. But I made sure today to go in there and use everything I saw in those games I was out to my advantage.
How great was it?
Specific?
More specific? I feel like sometimes we lack some energy. I wanted to go out there and be a spark for the team. I didn't care if I started, didn't care how much I played. I just knew as soon as I went out there, I was going to play hard as hell. And I know that another thing was our communication. I feel like sometimes we were quiet when we were playing, the 5 guys on the court. So I wanted to go out there and be loud, be talkative, be a voice for the team.
Oswin, how great was it to have him back out there?
He's a very important piece of our team. His scoring ability and his leadership. So it was good to have him back for sure.
Did you have a family member hit today?
Oh yeah, my dad. Yeah, that was fun. Like, this is the second time coming to America, so it's good just seeing like your dad being able to just watch you play the sport you love and just supporting you. So it was an amazing feeling.
And how nice is it to kind of get those touches like you did, like, as part of the offense, the lobs to you and just going up and finishing strong?
No, like we work on it every day. We practice, finish, and so I just did what I normally do. So yeah.
Oswin, the win the other night, double overtime. How much of a spark was that for this team?
No, like we've been in a lot of overtime games and didn't go in our favor. So we just decided this one's gonna be ours. We just did what we had to do in the second overtime, and we did what we got to do to get the win.
Jason, go ahead, Morgan.
Thank you. As a team, you guys out-rebounded them 41-28. You yourself had 13. Just what was working so well for you today on the boards?
Our coaching staff places emphasis of rebounding, especially me. They're nobody can keep me off the glass. Nobody can keep me off the glass, so I just go get it. And us a team, they place emphasis of going to go get the ball more. So I feel like my team we collectively being better at rebounding the ball.
Jason, how nice for this group to finally have some momentum here,
It's
win
very-
2 in a row, and finally being healthy. This is the first time you guys have been healthy, maybe since that Xavier game.
100%, yeah. That was a really big key to the game that we talked about internally was we need to be able to stat games. We knew we had a very tough fight last game, so we made sure to take care of our bodies, come in with the right mindset, and it was big getting 2 wins in a row, and we're looking to get a 3rd one on Wednesday.
Jason, when did your foot start to hurt? I was wondering how long you were playing with that for.
Probably say like Seton Hall. During Seton Hall was when I felt it during our first conference game, Butler. Versus Seton Hall is when I think I did a lot of damage, and I tried to play through it for a long time.
One more question from players? Great, thank you guys. Questions for Coach?
Kim, how nice, the health and the momentum. We haven't really talked about those two together a lot this season. Like you said, you guys had some injuries even this week. How nice is it to finally have those two married?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. A couple guys, Jalen, Vox, and Jason and Corey were all on minute restrictions. Wanted to keep them right at 15 to 20. Thankful that we built a lead, you can still some minutes to stretch it out there. But yeah, no, we've had some really good practices. Very thankful to have won the Butler game. That game was very similar to so many games we've had, and we've come on the wrong side of them. But just the challenge of keeping the guys with it, not letting go of the rope, not listening to, all the stuff I know they see on the outside that is irrelevant. My message to them is to believe it's equally irrelevant if we were 23-0, whatever's being said on the outside. All that matters is inside of our walls, how we're continuing to improve.
You talked about how this offense has maybe another gear to hit. Does that maybe have to do with maybe Oswin giving him those touches down low and letting him score on the low post?
Yeah, Oswin's always got the ball how he has today. He got dump-offs, he got offensive rebounds, and we played through him through the short roll. We've done it all season. We're not a heavy post-up team. like we were when we had Josh Oduro, but we're playing to Oswin's strengths and his improvements. I mean, he's improving as a short roll playmaker and passer. I'm really proud of him. The go-to guy on our team is the open man. We do not have a go-to guy on our team. It's the open man. Like I said, we're principles over plays, pace, we're space, but our focus is on our defense. Disappointed in our group at the end. Excuse me. We want to keep teams under 40%. We didn't do that. Our focus is on defense right now.
Well, what worked in the first half, Ben?
Say it again.
What worked in the first half?
Yeah, I thought our individual defense was great. I thought our individual defense was great. Got a little, softer at the end of the half. They adjusted. They went small. They put the kid Pierre Justin at the 5, which he's a great shooter, so we can't be in coverage against him. We have to switch. I thought our one-on-one defense for a stretch was really, really good. And in a good stretch in the second half. Can't remember how many points they had, but they had the same amount of points, I think, from the 8-minute mark to the 4-minute mark or something like that, a 4-minute stretch, where our one-on-one individual defense was really, really good.
Kim, another really good game for Ryan.
Yeah.
Just kind of thinking about, it's been a season full of injuries, trials, tribulations.
Yeah.
When you see a guy have the improvements that he's made, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, the homegrown. We love all of our guys. Obviously, we love all of our guys. Like your parent, you don't have any favorite kids, but the homegrown guys. I think in this era of college basketball, we got to push Ryan Mila and Oswin Erhunmwunse, to finish at Providence. And we need them to be our guys, extensions of us, and we're really, really hard on them. And Ryan's been up and down. He's at games where I haven't played him a lot, and I bench him and I'll tell him, you aren't being aggressive. I want him being very, very aggressive, and then patient. He has great success when he's aggressive and then patient at the end of his drives. So really, really proud of him. I gave him the choice to start tonight. He said he wanted Corey Floyd to start. And those type of selfless acts, Jason, the same. He told me whatever I wanted to do with starting, and we're growing. Our team's growing. Their buy-in is becoming more and more.
What's it like kind of mixing in a player of Jason's caliber back in the mix after being away for so long? What's the challenge?
Well, no challenge. His ability to put the ball in the hole. He scored his 1500th college point tonight in only 3 years. That's very, very impressive. It's very, very impressive to do in 3 years of Division I basketball. So obviously what he can do scoring the ball. It's getting him back integrated with us in how we've been playing on offense and finding him where it's been a lot of Vox, Jalen. Now getting him back into the mix.
So Jason has to help your defense with being a quicker player and on-the-ball defense. Did you kind of also agree with this assessment that he brought a little more communication and he did some better things defensively tonight?
Yeah, I thought he did some good things. I thought all of our guys had some really good individual moments on defense and then some lapses, but loved seeing him dive on the floor. He was fighting down there when we were switching. Yeah, he was great. He did some really good things out there.
Coach, you said about Ryan being aggressive and patient. That also seemed to describe Oswin defensively today, where he was going after once he could get blocks, but he also altered after he had 4 blocks. But he also seemed to alter a lot of shots and wasn't getting thrown out of position like he might have on other games.
Yeah, block shots aren't always a sign of a good defense. We want to be disciplined and solid. If we can just be solid and disciplined and hands up at the end, we don't want to be swiping down, reaching, slapping, fouling. That's how you foul. Good to see them only shoot 11 free throws. I think when we watch film, we'll have a lot of pictures of guys being disciplined at the end of drives. Work on it a lot, have worked on it a lot, but I just think the adversity of the season, losing so many games, fouling so much, I had a coach used to tell me some guys are learning in a day, some guys are learning in a week, some guys are learning in a month, some guys are learning in 3 months. We're finally being more disciplined at the end of drives.
He seemed to match that today because he only had 2 fouls.
Yeah. And again, when you're disciplined, when you're showing your hands, the referees don't want to call fouls.
Any more questions?
Thanks, guys.